Okay, so this morning, I don't know, I was feeling like I was ready to go and just do what I need to do, and I was thinking about Psalms 126, 5 and 6. I was saying those who sow in tears will reap, reap in joy, and just saying, even though, stuff might not be going the way that it should be, just keep going and keep moving. In the end, you'll get what you ask for if you just stop, if you don't stop. And so I started getting, ready, okay, and finding out, because after I found out that my mother was on drugs and my family like never told me. And it hurts a lot because I am not a child anymore. And I feel that, um, although, you know I understand why they didn't do it, because they didn't want me to have negative, you know, think anything negative, like I couldn't do stuff for myself or I'm gonna be just like her or something like that. But it comes a time in a person's life that you still have to expose this stuff, because eventually they're gonna deal with this when they're adults, and that's exactly what happened. My family didn't tell me the whole truth about my mother and why she has schizophrenia and why she has all this stuff. It's because she was heavily in drugs, and because of that I went naively into a relationship, into a marriage with a person who said, oh yeah, I did drugs and all this other stuff, and I have these issues, but it's not going to happen again. And not being naive, because I wasn't educated on it, because they were trying to keep me so far from it that they didn't tell me anything about it, so it left me so open. And then every time that I thought about leaving, I kept second guessing myself, not only because of that, because of my religion. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to, you know, make stuff wrong. I don't want to be like this unfit person, this unfit wife, this unfit, human, not caring for somebody that, she claims she loves and stuff like that. So it makes me feel like, really bad, because that it makes me angry too. I can't sit here and just lie and say that I'm not angry. Yes, it makes me angry because I think after, you know, not when you're a kid, okay, but once you get an adult, you have the right to tell them what's going on, and it's always been like, my family is secretive. I promise you that. They're secretive on a lot of stuff. They'll close out stuff that somebody might be in the hospital. They'll be like, oh well, she can't handle it, don't tell her. When usually the person that they tell and don't tell is the person that can handle it the best. The ones that are saying that usually are the ones with the cognitive dissonance, because they have in their heads, oh, they can't fathom that or whatever. So yeah, but I really had to, today, like I said, I started, getting ready to go about my day, but I started dealing with the Jezebel spirit, which I found out that's what the dream that I had about the woman, who had the snake skins and the, you know, and it was really trying to like distract me and make me feel really, really down and depressed and out about what happened to me, what happened to my family, what happened to my mom. My grandmother is in intensive care right now, dealing with that. Should I even say anything about that? And even like, should I even go on and keep on recording and dealing with recording stories of the homeless and all that? But I called myself, I just prayed about it because I couldn't get in contact with nobody. Like, I need to talk to somebody, get it off my chest. But the Lord didn't see it fit that way. Uh, or maybe He's just watching and seeing the angels battle, and I couldn't get through anyway. But anywho, I just got on my knees and just started praying and went on about my day. Uh, Long story short, it started going away. But yeah, not after, but then I forgot I had put a post on Facebook, which I probably shouldn't have, but it just said I should, I wish that my family would have told me, a little bit more about my parents, because both sides, they try to hide a lot of stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And um, not only did it hinder me, it hindered like my brothers and my sisters too, because, you know, some of them went into relationships very naively, like very naively. So, and I'm not blaming them for, things happen. I could have just sat there. If I would have sat there and took the time and waited and not just been, so wanting to be the desired, And we all get that because we always want a sense, everyone wants a sense of belonging, to feel loved and to feel needed. And if I would have sat down and just took some more time to, you know, understand the uniqueness of me, then I probably would have, left a lot sooner, or not even been in the relationship that I was. But the good thing about it is that now overcoming it and seeing, all of it, and starting seeing more of the truth, I'm finding out what I'm supposed to do. I understand now why, um, when I tried to go back to flying, I couldn't do it. It was so much like killing me. It was so much attacking me. It was so much, and even though I was making the money that I desired, even more than I actually wanted, but I didn't feel whole, and I feel like I was not giving any, what I should have been giving out to the world. So at least now I don't make nearly as much money as I did before. Um, Not by a long shot. As a matter of fact, I kind of quit my job like a couple of days ago because it just killed me how, once again, I was training someone else. It was a simple job, a simple packing job too, and it was for a temp service, and I was training someone else who they were gonna hire when we both got in on the same time, like trained in at the same time for this temp agency. So I was just like, I can't do that again. And the more that I do that and focus on them, I understand you gotta have a roof on your head and all that, but the more that I focus on that and that avenue and certain spaces like that, that's not even in the area that I'm trying to go. It's like deterring me from where I'm supposed to go. I said deteriorate, deterring me from where I'm supposed to go. And my thing is supposed to be helping people. I understand that now, understanding what, my parents went through and all of that stuff, what my brothers and sisters went through, which I got saved from a lot of that stuff. I understand that my light is, my gift is to let my light shine so that others may see. But in the avenue of letting people know, children and people know that you don't have to be, you know, you don't have to be whatever your parents were. You are not, your parents. You're not whatever, they're going through the obstacles and stuff like that. You can be anything that you wanted, that you ever want to be, as long as you put your mind to it. My grandparents always told me that, especially my grandmother. And I used to get mad at her, like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't be everything. But she used to tell me to focus, focus. Think about what you want to do. And think about, if this is what you want to do, think about how they act. And then you go about it and you become it. And that's how you do it. You don't need, 12,000 degrees. You don't need, all the skills that they're saying. You would get them out. If you are that, you will become that, So, and everything else that they want you to do, you'll get it, And I did. So I'm grateful for that, Uh, so it is light at the end of the tunnel. I noticed that. I understand that, and I'm understanding more. Why did I have to go on this journey, and why did it take 3.5 years for me to go through this, and go to different shelters, interviewing people, going to different places, and people, who are you, what is this, what are you doing, who do you think you are, the spits in the face, the pulling of the hair, the people just doing malicious stuff to me, burning up my car, spitting on me, sabotaging my name, stealing my electric, stealing my clothes, shoes, you know, discrediting me. I understand, now what it's all for, because, that's just the enemy trying to deter me from what I'm designed to do. And that's what I guess the lesson is, what is it? Are you either, it's a divine attraction or a divine distraction? And I got that from a good friend of mine who also went to a childhood church that I went to, and he's so good and philosophical, like, and his name is Phil. philosophical Phil. You can call him Dr. Phil. But anywho, but yeah, divine distractions are divine attractions. And I didn't believe that. People used to tell me about everything happens for a divine reason, and I'm like, yeah, creepy, and everybody was like laughing, but I understand it now. It was no mistake, because I used to ask, like, how did I even live? Why was I the person that, the kid that lived from my mom, because my mom had 3 children, and the first one was a girl, and she got strangled to death. And the second was a boy, he got drowned to death. and the third one was me, and I got hit in the back and thrown in a trash can to suffocate. But fortunately, I lived. I had like pneumonia, but and a hole in my heart, which I think was not only physically but emotionally, and I think that's healing right now. Um, but I made it. I made it, and I went through a lot of obstacles as a kid. Finding out who I was, and just finding out who I am, and I'm still finding that out to this day. Is I think that's a never-ending journey, but I'm getting closer. And yeah, so yeah, that's basically it. Divine attractions or divine distractions. So all that I had to go through was distractions, but it was all some of those were also attractions because it's gonna help me help others. My life is about serving others, and believe it or not, um, I had this crazy dream about me owning a shelter, and I believe that's really gonna come to pass. But yeah, if I explain it, people will think I'm freaking crazy. But I believe in angels. I believe in a lot of stuff, you know. And the physical realm and the spiritual realm are very, very close together. So yeah, that's what I believe. I don't think it's just we're down here and God is all the way up there and the angels are all over there and they just sit there and watch. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Now I believe God is up there and He watches all, but I don't believe that all the angels are sitting up there and just watching, because in the Bible it tells you that um, some when a third of the angels, of the fallen angels, got knocked out of heaven, some of them went into the pit, and others, some of them went below underground, and some of them stayed on earth. So who was going to protect us while we're sitting here? I know God can, but He has angels to do that. So why would they all sit up there and not come down here and protect us? So yeah, God allows things to happen for a reason. So yeah, but that's a whole nother, well, not a whole nother story, but a whole nother topic. But yeah, so that's what my whole thing was, dealing with the Jezebel spirit. I still am dealing with that. My family still deals with that. And in this time and age, we are dealing with narcissism, also known as the Jezebel spirit. Okay. And Jezebel was a uh, whorish woman who was just horrible. She wanted to control. Her husband was what was that? A king, and she just controlled him to the max. He didn't have no foothold in his whole house, in the whole kingdom. And some eunuchs killed her, and the dogs ate her bones. That's how bad she was. Some spiritual eunuchs had to go and just let her down. So yeah, so hopefully something I said, because this went long-winded because I'm outside and I just got a lot on my mind, especially since after hearing my mom speak a little bit more about what's going on in my family. And my grandmother on my mother's side is on life support. The one who actually raised me is on life support right now, and they're talking about taking her off and letting her go back on her own, and they don't think that she's gonna make it, which they say for the 12,000th time. But I believe that when it's God's time, she will go. And but either way, you have to be prepared. So, and get your mind ready. So this one is really taking the cake. So uh, hopefully something I said or done uh, can help you in figuring out your journey and help someone else. So thank you.